good.
I'm good. It's just birthday. Oh, yeah. All right, big test. Here we go. In 2 days, it's going to be freezing. And I mean freezing. It's going to be 31 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to drop below freezing. So this year I'm going to be wrapping my hives. And I'm glad you're watching this video because I think there is an advantage to wrapping your hives. I'm going to talk about it toward the end of this video, so watch it all the way through. So what I'm doing today, and I'm going to take you guys through that I think really works well to wrap your hive. And I'm going to show you how to use foam board to wrap your hive. And so today I'm just out here getting a measurement. And I've learned that boxes don't always, they're not always made the same. I've got a lot of boxes from different times in beekeeping history out here. And so typically we're looking at about 16¼ is what the normal size should be. But you can see I'm a little bit off. And I notice if you look over here at the flow hive is just right at 16 inches. And then the box above it, not a flow hive, it's back to being a little bit, almost 16½ inches. But the foam board will make all that equal out. Let's jump back into the shop and let's start getting some pieces cut, and I'll show you how to put these foam boards on there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like a square.
Well, you're only off an inch, right? 23 by 24?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, if you see here, I've got, most of my hives have 2 deeps and a super. It's going to give us about, if I go 24, which is half of that sheet, I don't have to worry. This is the feeder, so don't worry about that. I'll put my winter be kind up here later. I'm going to come up to where the winter be kind board is. And if you can see, it's going to come down to a couple inches off, 2½ off the bottom. That won't hurt me any because not much going on down there anyway. And that's going to give me 1½ inch on each side so that my foam board on my front and back will fit in that groove, hopefully. So we'll use this hive to experiment with the first run. Let's make it happen. Here's a piece. I bought this board at Menards and it cost me roughly about $44 a board. But I figure I can get 2 hives out of one board. I can insulate 2 hives out of one board. It takes the price down to $22 a hive. Now that may seem like a lot of money, but buying a new package because they froze out is a lot more than that. And some of the wraps that you buy, if you are a do-it-yourselfer like I am, a bricular, look that word up. If you're wanting to do it yourself, then $22 is a lot cheaper than what you can buy a lot of wraps systems for. And so this is an R value of 9.3, and roughly the edge, the wood of the hive, if it's made out of, pine 3/4 inch, it's going to be about 1 R value. So you're getting about a 10 R value on the sidewalls, which sides aren't all that important. The most important thing is the top. And I've got insulated candy board on top. This is going to be added security.
How thick is it?
1½ inch thick. It's exactly 1½ inch. So it is thick. Yeah, so if you wanted to look around, now I was going to buy a 2-inch piece, but nobody had it in stock. And I wanted to make this video today because cold air is coming. So I may, on my next round, try to get, they make it 4½ inches thick. With an R value, how
28.
Much? 28 is ridiculous. The thicker it is, the pricier it gets. So be aware of that. There's a point of no return on those sidewalls. So for me, it's a balance to go 1½ inch, 9.3 R value. Now, the reason I'm doing all this is because everyone that I respect in meteorology is saying it's going to be a really bad cold winter for us here in the Midwest. I'd rather be disappointed that I wasted my time wrapping them and didn't need it than be disappointed that I lost my bees because some extreme cold weather that set in and just was relentless, and wish I had wrapped them. Now, if you follow me for very long, you know that I often say that wrapping isn't what makes or break a hive, and I still feel that way. I feel like understanding honeybee biology, keeping your mite levels down, having a good quality queen in there, having plenty of food all through the winter on there is the winner. I believe a healthy colony, as I just described with those 3 things working for them, they don't need insulation. I really don't think they do, because they're very healthy. However, now we know that it's rare to have a hive today that has a good queen in there. We always are wondering, is she going to die in the winter, or she's not laying well or something, you know, maybe didn't lay well in the fall. So we may question our queen. We don't know if there's enough food on there because they could eat it all up before winter comes. Even though they have a lot now, it could be all gone. And even though you feed them in the winter, they may not be able to get to the food if it's unreachable because of cold weather and a tight winter cluster. And then number 3 would be mites. If you kept mite levels down at the last minute, there could still be high viral loads. So my point is, just for the sake of, most of us probably don't have perfect bees. Every one of our hives, they're not perfect. And so if we can help insulate them where they use less energy, you know, to stay alive in the wintertime, it's going to be an advantage for hives that aren't perfect. And I don't know about you, but I like my hives. They look perfect now, but you don't know if they were perfect until spring. That's why wrapping might be an advantage, particularly if you don't know the condition of your hives. All right, first what we need to do is cut this in half. Trusting our ruler. There we go. All right, there we go. It cuts very easily. All right, very good. All right, so we'll put it right here, and it should snap really easier than drywall. Wow. And then all we have to do is cut the paper. Okay, so this is our board that actually goes on the 16-inch one.
We're not going to get 2 hives.
Well,
we're not going to get a whole hive out of there, are we?
Yeah. Because see, this would be, oh, I see, because front and back. Yeah. But I have 2 of them. Here's the other piece. So that
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then okay.
This is just,
you can cut that off the.
Oh, heck
yeah. Room.
I always cut out your stupidity.
Thank you. You got a lot of cutting to do.
I can't do it in real life, but I can do it in the edit room.
See, that was funny.
We may keep that in.
You can leave that in.
I wish I had a stupidity button.
Yeah.
For all the dumb things I say, I could be like, cut, rewind. I've said some things that I wish I could have hit rewind on, and
yeah,
life doesn't.
Oh, I do that. Not when we're filming, but in actual real life.
I know. Theoretically, I think I can do this. I could probably use this, but it's not the straight edge. Let's see if I can. It's not bad though. For beehives, what do they say? Pretty close for hand grenades and horseshoes?
Yeah.
So this is pretty close for beekeeping. How about that? All right. I like that. I'm going to use it. Here we go. I made a video years ago of me making one like this, and rather than cut it all the way through, I left this metal intact on one side, and that way I made like a hinge, and you could, I guess you could do all 4 sides. Maybe that's not, I'd have to do the math, but anyway, but then when you do that, it's not bad. You kind of have something like this on the corners when you use a hinge like that. I mean, it's not a bad deal, but, and that way you could fold it up and store it somewhere. But I kind of like the idea of cutting these, but the hinge isn't a bad idea. Here in the middle, split the difference. There we go. Yeah, I'll do that. Come back and get that other one later. It's getting hot in here with these insulated R-value boards. Making heat.
I'm gonna say I am getting warmer now.
Me too.
It was chilly this morning.
It was, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, 31 degrees. 31 degrees on Thursday night during the live stream. All right, big test. Here we go. Going on there pretty good. Oh yeah.
You picked the windiest day of the year to do this.
I did, didn't I? Yeah. Probably should wear a bee suit when you do this. Make it look that reflective or white.
I'd probably put the reflective out, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
If a bee sees himself in the reflection, will he fly in?
It ain't that. I don't think it's that reflective, is it? All right, let's at least get some on there. Let me get some tape cut. Gonna bring it up just above that super. There. That'd be enough for us to get it situated, hold it in place. So there may be days in the wintertime when I want to slip this off. Like today it's going to be, I think, highs, mid 60s maybe. And for my winter, if I get a day in the mid 60s, that creates a lot of heat hitting the side of the box. And I may be tempted to come out here and take it off. But I don't want my windy north wind to destroy this. So I'm thinking about just putting a few more strips of tape. A roll of this tape wasn't too bad. So I think I maybe just maybe 3 more strips of this tape. And that way, if I want to take it off, I just cut the tape right here and I can slip it off the back. That made a bee mad, that noise did.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. That was definitely a noise that the bees did not like. Maybe I'll do it out here first. Get one down low.
What kind of people work by a beehive without a suit on?
Yeah, you know, here they all come. What'd they do, smell me? Because they all came out then.
I'll bet it's a noise.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that worked out pretty good. I like the way that it fit on there. It had a little tension to make it tight. And yeah, it's going to be good for winter. Now, this hive is facing the north, and this is just going to be a little bit more. But I know some of you may not have heard me say this earlier, but what I'm doing at the top here, this is a liquid feeder box right now. I've got pint jars in there. But in the winter time, I'm going to take this board off and put my winter be kind on there. So this comes off, winter be kind goes on, and then the top goes down over the winter be kind. So the winter be kind will still have enough room for this top. You always have to remember not to bring this up too tall, or you may not be able to get your top back on. So this is going to work out perfectly. Hopefully. So this is the way you can do it yourself and wrap up your hives for winter, one of the ways, and I'll be showing you a couple of other ways, so be sure and keep watching my videos this week and next week. And if you want to see a video how I'm feeding my bees this fall to help them have more winter bees, check that video out right over here. I'll see you guys over there.